Good evening everyone, and welcome to the Ford Escort RS 1600 League from NXTGEN Racing. We are here for round 13 at Oulton Park International, and the championship can be won tonight by this man here, NGR in the dark green machine. Currently sitting quite comfortably at the top of the standings, currently 64 points ahead of Whitford 0. 84 points that he had left in the championship. Drivers just in qualifying at the moment for this, the first race of two tonight, the feature race, the longer of the two. So they got a 10-minute qualifying session followed by a 25-minute race around Oulton Park International, and then we'll have a 5-10 minute break, head into the sprint race, which will be around Oulton Park Foster's circuit, the shorter of the two layouts, and that will be a 5-minute qualifying session followed by a 15-minute race. The drivers now coming on to their first fly-in lap. Only 9 of us at the moment. There's about 12 or 13 signed up for this, so hopefully they'll be able to hop in at some point throughout the evening. And hopefully we'll have some excellent racing to provide for you, just as we did last season around this track. But let's just run through who we have tonight. One High Mofo is making his long-awaited comeback. Missed the majority of the season. Bob MK1 made his debut last week and he's back again this week. Did pretty well around his Brands Hatch. Web user Johnny, as ever, always in attendance. Lightblade 2K18, new to the championship, first race here with us tonight, so let's hope he gets on well and enjoys his time on the track with this very competitive field. Numpty Ned currently sitting 4th in the standings, to his own disbelief, but as ever, one of our regulars. Whitford 0, 2nd in the championship, the only man who can stop NGR from winning the championship tonight. Beckinsale 1992, returned last week at Brands Hatch after missing the majority of the season. NGR as I said, our current championship leader, sitting nicely behind NGR Scooby G on this qualifying lap. Last week's double winner, last week's winner even. His first ever win in the Escorts was last week, believe it or not. For those that are NGR regulars or have been around for a while, you'll know Scooby G is a serial championship winner, let alone race winner. In fact, he's only picked up his first race win in these real machines last week in what is almost the end of our second season. Shows the competitive nature of this championship. But just over 5 minutes remaining, the first times are on the board, and it's Whitford 0 at top of the tree, currently on a 2-minute .460. Last season's pole position time was set by Funzaxby TV, and that was a 1-minute 59.959 as Scooby G takes evasive action on this current lap, and Whitford's almost 6 tenths up on his best lap, so we are expecting him to improve. So if he improves by 6 tenths, he'll go quicker than last season's pole position time. I think he's playing this tactically, sitting in behind NGR Lee, keeping the man he needs to beat in sight, and picking up his toe tactically. Fastest lap last season as well was 59.9, so I expect these times to be beaten as we go on throughout the session. NGR Lee currently on a 2-minute .7, but 1.2 up on his best time, picking up a lovely slipstream from, I think that's Beckinsale just ahead of him. No, it's not Beckinsale. Or who is it? One High Mofo. Okay, he's changed colours. One High Mofo, no slouch in these. Very often on the pace, just not very consistent. Actually was fighting for lead here last season in a great battle, a 6-way odd battle, and there we go. Pole position time and pole position record has been blown out the water of 58.782, 1.2 seconds quicker than last season's pole position time, 2 seconds quicker than what Lee managed to do last season in qualifying. So he's really got this hooked up. Whitford 7 tenths behind, and this time he set would have been enough for pole position last season. So it just shows the absolute speed NGR Lee has got, commanding advantage. Beckinsale is currently in 3rd position, followed by One High Mofo. Scooby G in 4th, but he's only done 1 representative lap. Ned spinning down at, where are we? At Cascades, but currently in 6th. Lightblade 2K18, currently in 7th. Robbie's a Johnny 8th, and Bob MK1 in 9th. With Scooby G bump drafting him round. Bob lifts off and allows Scooby G to go through. Might pick up a slipstream and some tips on line, some braking points, whatever. But not now, because he's binned it into the wall. Just over 2 minutes left of the session. The leaders, well, in the qualifying pack will be coming round soon. And Jolly is out on his own now, so this will be a lap of probably race pace rather than qualifying pace. Slipstream is very useful around this track. As he comes over Dearsley to cross the line, I don't expect him to go quicker without a slipstream. He's only 6 tenths quicker, slower, so it still would have been enough to put him ahead of Whitford Zero, who's coming out the pits too late really to set another time. So Whitford's going to settle for 2nd at best. Beckinsale is setting lap times on his own, I think. I don't think he's had a slipstream. Currently in 3rd. The pack is pretty split up as Scooby G improves a little bit. This, I imagine, will be a better lap that he's going to start now. And One High Mofo also onto his final lap. See what his sector split is like. He's 9 tenths down, so unless he pulls something miraculous out of the bag, I don't see him improving here. Abuser Johnny's moved himself up to 6th. Numpty Ned in the pits. Lightblade is in 8th. Still time to move himself up. He's only a few tenths off of Ned and 6 tenths off of Abuser Johnny. And Bob MK1 is also not far behind. He's 4 tenths up, so that's good. He could move himself up to 7th or 8th for that sort of advantage. See what Lightblade does across the split line. Is he up on his previous best? Definitely not now, as he clips the grass on under braking and retires to the pits. Looks like Lee's given up on his lap. Beckinsale is going round. Scooby G's 2 tenths up on his previous best. One High Mofo just ahead. So One High Mofo is the first to set his last time of the guys that are still out on track. Does he move himself up? He was 9 tenths down after the first sector, so don't expect him to. No, he doesn't. Beckinsale, does he improve? Doesn't look like it. Lee comes across the line. I think he's given up. So who's that coming across the line? Scooby G. Improved, but not in position. And then Bob spinning. So he's not going to improve either. There we go, everyone. There is grid for tonight's feature race, round 13 at Oulton Park International Ford Escort RS 1600s from NXTGEN Racing. NGR with an incredible time of 1 minute 58.782, 7/10 ahead of Whitford Zero, the man he needs to just stay in contact with, really. As long as he doesn't lose a handful of points, he should be fine for the championship. Beckinsale 1992 in third, Scooty fourth, One High Mofo fifth, Web Producers Johnny sixth, Numpty Ned in seventh, Lightblade 2K18 in eighth, and Bob MK1 in ninth. So it's a shame we've only got 9 on the grid for tonight, but here we go, get ready for the start, and we're underway. NGR gets a good start. Whitford normally with a decent start, but hasn't done it this time. It looks like Bob's jumped Ned at the back of the field, off the line, or at least got the inside line to it. And it'd be nice if the camera can keep up with everything. Few running wide, but everyone's clean as we run down to Cascades for the first time. NGR leads the way. As usual, it seems to be this season. Can't seem to stop this man, although Whitford has 2 wins to his name. But they were the first 2 races of the season. Beckinsale having a little look at the inside into Island Bend, but wisely backs out, flat out in these cars. Keep your foot planted, the back end will come round. But if you keep your foot in, and you'll be a-okay to continue. Expect these 5 at the front to pull away, and then further back I reckon they'll be pretty close as well. But Regular Johnny's basically leading section B, as Bob has gone. Oh no, Bob, I was about to say, has moved up to 7th, but he hasn't, as he's thrown it into the wall on the exit of the chicane. Lightblade's dropped back at the start, but will move forward because of Bob's error. So NGR is currently leading still as we come through Knickerbrook and up Clay Hill for the first time. Whitford leading a train of 4 more. Beckinsale, or 3 more than Beckinsale, One High Mofo and NGR Scooby G. Web User Johnny and Numpty Ned are very close in the point standing. 1 point separating, 2 points separating both. Ned with the advantage over that, over Johnny there, but Ned's almost thrown it into the wall. No, now he has. That is not good. He needs to be with Johnny and beating him, really. Not a comfortable 2 point gap, but that's allowed Lightblade to go through up to 7th and back to the front as he completed the first lap in this 25-minute race. Looking very tight at the back of this little group here. So let's have a little ride on board with NGR Scooby G as he comes down Cascades and towards Island Bend for the second time. Last season, the battle for the lead was between 6 drivers. 3 of them are in this battle now, and they are NGR NGR Scooby G and One High Mofo. Beckinsale and Whitford weren't in that race, but they've shown they've got pace in every race they've been in. So this is not unexpected that they're at the front and challenging. So could we be on for a repeat of last season's race, as Beckinsale went deep into the chicane and he might lose out to One High Mofo. One High Mofo just needs to make sure he doesn't push too hard and just keeps it on track. He'll keep the slipstream and he might be able to capitalise on any mistakes. But at the front, Whitford has closed the gap to Lee. Quite a hard track to overtake on, but Whitford will be patient. Don't think he's close enough to have a go. Lee slightly defends, but comes out of the corner quite comfortably. Finished the second lap here tonight. Just a reminder that these drivers are using default setups. They've got the choice between loose and stable. I'd imagine most of them are using stable, using loose even. Not going to be too worried about the back end stepping out, especially those that are used to the cars that know how to handle the beasts. Say beasts, quite hefty, 120 horsepower to control, but still they had very good fun to drive. Let's just concentrate on the battle behind again. Contrasting lines through the hairpin. Found it doesn't really matter too much if you take the high line and get the late apex. Take the early tight line and hug the inside. One high mofo just falling back a little bit from Beckinsale and Lee, Scooby G even looking closer. One high mofo is to Beckinsale. Let's just go back to the front. Lee maybe had a little bit of a moment there, a bit too far over to the right to have had a normal line. But let's have a look on board with Whitford. Further back I've noticed the new one, Light something, he's made a mistake. Light Blade, there we go, he's made a mistake and dropped behind Numpty Ned. Meanwhile back at the front, Whitford right on the bumper of Lee. Just a tap of brakes and power through, get the back end out. Use as much curb as you need to. Ned, however, has now also made a mistake and he's fallen to the back. Bob's got through. Such good cornering these cars, this Cascade. Can carry a lot more speed through it than you expect. But nothing doing at the moment. Ooh, Whitford almost locking up and outbraking himself into the Shell Oil's hairpin. Thankfully keeping it on track, and these two definitely pulling away a fair bit now from the group behind. Beckinsale has been taking a hell of a lot of curb into the chicane, and as a result One High Mofo is right there ready to pounce, and Scooby G is also having a look, and he looks like he's going to get past One High Mofo. He does. Scooby G down the inside into the chicane and moves himself up to fourth. Last week's sprint race winner has moved himself up to fourth, just ahead of One High Mofo. Now he'll be looking to close the gap again on Beckinsale and move himself up to third and onto the podium. Scooby G on a run of 4 podiums at the moment. He's only got 3 podiums all of last season, so big change in form in these cars for Scooby G. He's got 5 podiums across the season. Whitford meanwhile it's dropped back about a second to Lee at the end of that 4th lap. Meanwhile Webjuice and Johnny is 22 seconds behind the leader, 17 behind this group, but leading the rest of the field. Let's have a ride on board as Beckinsale ran a bit wide there. One High Mofo has got ahead of him. Can't see yet, it looks like he's got the position. Giving him a little bit of space, One High Mofo. On board a bit too inconveniently there as Scooby launches his car into the hairpin. Has Beckinsale fallen off the track completely? No, not completely, but he's definitely fallen back. He'd be desperately working hard to catch the two ahead, taking a lot of curb into Britain's chicane again. So come over Hilltop and into Hislop's one high mofo, looking racy, trying to get back the position he lost last time around. So who's that spun round? I think that's Ned. Yeah, numpty Ned spinning on the exit of Cascades, remaining at the back of the field and losing points to his rival web user Johnny, who's comfortably in 6th place at the moment. As Lightblade put it into the wall on the exit of Britain's chicane. Where is Bob? He's coming through now. He should be able to take the position off of Lightblade. Can you see him? Yes, there he is. Lightblade just rejoining the track and losing the place to Bob MK1, moving himself up to 7th place. I think this is going to be a very lonely race for web user Johnny, but he won't be the first one to have one. Meanwhile, gap just closed 2 tenths the last time around, 4 tenths even. We're looking at lap times, 59.797 for Whitford, the fastest lap of the field last time round. I reckon that might be fastest lap of the race as well. Indeed it is. Both drivers setting their personal bests last lap. Whitford piling the pressure on, keeping Lee checking his mirrors, keeping him on his toes. One high mofo still just behind Scooby G, and these two came to blows last season at on the exit of Cascades. It was very much a racing incident, there was no malice in it, but the two of them did end up going round and off the track out of the lead battle, which resulted in them both finishing 5th and 6th in that one. Beckinsale very aggressive through that Britain's chicane every lap, a load of curb in, maybe just unsettling the car a bit too much. Scooby G still leading the silver car of one high mofo. So we're approaching the halfway mark now. Lap on board with Whitford cockpit. Yep, sorry to cut away from that. I just noticed on the timings that one high mofo and Scooby G were side by side as they come into Cascades, but judging by the gap, one high mofo has had a moment, or maybe there's been a little bit of contact, and one high mofo has fallen away a little bit. Beckinsale not quite close enough to take advantage, but Whitford 0 still trying to close the gap, close it to 2 tenths on the around the hairpin. Gap just open to a length and a half again. Be careful on the grass there. Very easy to clip the grass on the exit and spin yourself around into the gravel, just as Van Zaxby did last season whilst fighting for the lead with WRT Scott McFall, who eventually took the win. That was his first victory of the season. This race was a lot earlier in the season last time. This time it's our penultimate track. Next week we are at Cadwell Park for our finale. No NGR League has ever raced at Cadwell Park, so it would be excellent to be the first ones to host it. Classic track, very narrow track, but in these classic cars should be a cracker. Meanwhile, Beckinsale's got ahead of One High Mofo, so has One High Mofo come off somewhere? If he has, I'd imagine it would have been at Lodge. And, well, he's definitely hit the wall somewhere because he's lost a fair chunk of his car. Meanwhile, Lightblade has caught the back of Bob MK1. Let's have a little pictures at this. As Bob runs wide. If you're running wide there, you want to be lifting off, you don't want to be keeping your foot in. If you keep your foot in, the tyres will spin up and spin you around as Lightblade has a look down the inside. Can't make anything happen there. There's the bonnet of the rear door, or whatever it was, of One High Mofo. Lightblade abusing the track limits there, so we'll keep an eye on that, make sure he's not doing it too often. We're not running penalties, as we found last season it did ruin some of the racing. With the game given a slowdown penalty. So it's up to the drivers to be vigilant and comply with the rules. We're trusting them out there not to be abusive with track limits, so as long as they keep that in mind, we're happy for them to carry on. We do have stewards as well, should anything go awry. We've had a few inquiries this season. Not least last week at Brands Hatch Hindley, we had a couple of inquiries. Stewards found both of the incidents to be racing incidents. Got Lightblade now, very close to Bob MK1. So come through this lock chicane and then nick a bit. Bob seems a little bit quicker through there, and we'll get a good run up the hill at Clay. So head towards Druids now. And a little bump at the top of Clay Hill that in some cars can really screw you over. Can throw the car right off balance. In some cars you do need to lift up a little bit. Not completely, just enough not to spin the wheels up. Runs a little bit wide. That's allowed Lightblade to catch up again slightly. One High Mofo is closing back up to Beckinsale 1992. So Beckinsale must have had a little moment. Lightblade at the moment watching Bob extend a few corners. So again we'll keep him in mind. See top of the track on the right hand side, a few drivers going through the Hislop chicane. Whitford has fallen 2 seconds back now from Lee, so maybe he's had a little bit of an error. Oh, Lightblade almost losing it through there, and Bob braking on the grass. He's just about going to hold on here. Lightblade's down the inside. Will they give each other room on the exit? I think Lightblade's through already. Yes, he is. Bob must have gone round. He has. Oh, that's unfortunate. It was looking to be a good battle there. As now Bob is reversing the wrong way around the track. And Ned is going to come through. I don't know quite what Bob MK1 is doing. Maybe he's retiring. Looks very terminal. But Numpty Ned moves up to 8th. That's some useful points for him. Web user Johnny, a very lonely 6th place at the moment. 42 seconds behind the leader. That's about it. As Whitford has actually closed up very quickly. You see him throwing it into the hairpin. He's 1.2 seconds behind now. despite being 2 seconds back. I think just the last lap. Got 6 minutes of the race remaining. So if he can get into the slipstream and put himself right up to the bumper, I wouldn't be surprised if Whitford had a little bit of a lunge. He needs to get the points back from NGR Lee. Lee just needs to basically finish a few races and he should be fine. Whitford needs to win all of the remaining races to stand any chance realistically. But nothing is materialising yet. Sprite closing up to 1 second. He's dropped back half a second in the last sector. Scuba G is now in a very lonely 3rd place, but it'll be a 5th podium in the road. Beckinsale 1992 still ahead of One High Mofo. As you see, he's got a completely destroyed car. Thankfully we're not running damage, so One High Mofo can continue. And we'll try it and chase down Beckinsale for 4th spot. One High Mofo, one of the drivers in the grid who's yet to get a podium position. Despite his many races with us, he's always just been outside of the podium places. He's had so many 5th places, which he rarely is now, and his best is a 4th, which was in the open races of the season at Watkins Glen. So we'll be looking to equal his best at this race. Still a sprint race come after that. Whereas Bob's just parked it there, so he's definitely retired from the race. Whereas Ned puts a lap on him as well, so Bob's just leaving himself out of the way. That's good to see, not getting in any trouble. So doing that. Lee now with just under 4 minutes remaining looks fairly comfortable. 1.4 second lead over Whitford. He hasn't really been tested in terms of any lunges or any overtaking opportunities, but it has been known for Lee to make a mistake or two. We saw Osherslade and Lee made a little bit of a mistake to allow Scuba G to come through for the lead, but that did not last very long as Scuba G made a mistake the following lap around. And we also saw it last week at Brands Hatch. Lee was about 3 seconds to the good before coming off and having to settle for 3rd place, gifting Scuba G the lead and win. And Whitford, despite having not done most of last season, holds a record for 2nd places in this category, I'm pretty sure. I've not calculated it, but seems to be 2nd more often than not. And it looks like he's going to be playing bridesmaid again in the championship race. But Beckinsale has dropped behind One High Mofo with 2.5 minutes to go. So no damage, maybe just a spin. See if Beckinsale has the pace to regroup. Actually both of them with that 2:09 and 2 minute 12 laps last time round, so maybe they both come off. Just Beckinsale come off a bit worse. So unfortunately we missed that. Seeing Ned on the far side there. Just going down into Hislops. But it's Beckinsale closing up again. One High Mofo looking to retake the position he lost last lap. Unfortunately we missed it, but putting up a charge. And Whitford's got the gap down to under a second, well, near enough exactly a second to the leader. Drivers will be starting their last lap next time round. Oh, One High Mofo's gone deep into the chicane. That's going to allow Beckinsale the space and the opportunity to go through, and indeed it has. There we go. Another little error from One High Mofo, and that again has reversed the positions. But let's go back to the front as the drivers are starting to head on to their last lap. Time just at 1 minute, but with a 1 minute 2 minute lap near enough. This will be their last time round as they go through Lodge and up Dearsley. The gap at 0.6 of a second. Coming into Oulton, just a flick down one gear, tiny tap of the brakes and throw it through. Whitford lost a little bit of time there by running a bit wide. Down Dentons and through Cascades. So a lovely corner to drive in these cars. This track in general is like the perfect track for these cars, I think, in my opinion. Now into the flat out island bend. Does he lift? No, it's just the speed rubbing off, scraping off the speed as they both throw it in to the hairpin at Shell Oil's corner. Personally, my least favourite corner in that track. I just cannot get it right. And then take a lot of speed in. Well, if you Beckinsale, take a shitload of speed into the corner. Using a bit of the curbs as they come up, built up and into Hislops for the final time. This is where the lead was lost last season, although it wasn't on the last lap, admittedly. Very easy to get wrong though. Whitford using all the track, almost hitting the grass, which could have been awful for him. Well, he's got a fairly comfortable gap behind the Scooby G. Whitford running out of time. There's only one real opportunity left to come and try and take the position and the win from NGR, and that's Lodge Corner, which is the next one up. Don't think he's going to do it. He's 7/10 back. I think NGR going to come across the line to take his 9th win of the season in 13 rounds. That is ridiculous. But yep, here they come down Dearsley. Only half a second, but it's going to be NGR to take his 9th victory of the season and one small step closer to claiming the title he missed out on last season. Whitford 0 takes second, very close behind. Scooby G will take his 5th podium in a row, 6th for the season in the 3rd place. Beckinsale and One High Mofo will come across the line in 4th and 5th. Beckinsale, I think, trying to showboat a little bit as we go through Lodge Corner. And come across the line in 5th, One High Mofo just behind in 6th. Web user Johnny, a very lonely race for him. He'll be in 6th place. We'll be hoping for at least to see someone in the sprint race, and hopefully we'll have a couple more drivers with any luck. It looks like Johnny's just cruising around now to pick up the points that he needs to try and overhaul Numpty Ned for 4th place in the points standings. But talking to Ned, he's just got ahead of Lightblade 2K18, so he's obviously come off at Hislops, and Ned is only going to lose like 1 or 2 points to Johnny, and that will basically put him level in the championship. Obviously we've still got 3 more races to come after this, so Ned's up to 7th. Lightblade on debut, throwing away 7th place on the final lap. These two have been to and fro from the start basically, but Ned survives to take 7th place, and with it some very useful points. Lightblade will come across the line to finish 8th, and we lost Bob MK1 earlier on in the race. But there we go, there is your provisional results. NGR taking the win, and Whitford 0 with a 58.863 to take the fastest lap. And that is his 2nd fastest lap of the season, I believe. Yeah, the last one was Sonoma feature race, which was race 3. So he's taken 10 races to get another fastest lap. But there we go, One High Mofo with a good time, in fact. So let's hope for some more close racing in the sprint race. We'll be back with another video, another stream in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. for more action. And next race, NGR Lee could well wrap up the title, so join us then.